NSC Fan TV. I'm at the Lost Patty here with CJ. CJ, I heard you yelling from another table there during that game. We lost.
Yes.
2-1, but the pretty harried end. What'd you think there?
Yeah, I felt very different after the last 15, 20 minutes. I think at one point, one of the things you heard me yell was just, no. But then in the end, there were some positives to yell about. So I feel better than I did a half hour ago.
Yeah, so 45 minutes ago, it was like felt pretty hopeless. There at the end, it looked like things might happen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess part of me wants to say, if we could look like the last 15 minutes the whole game, I don't know that there's a lot of people that could beat us.
We looked like that for the last 15 minutes at the whole game. And so what were some of the things that made that different? I mean, they were certainly playing forward with some urgency.
Yes, definitely that. Now, I think we were playing forward a good bit in the first half with stuff just not quite working, not connecting. But it seemed like the mentality was different, maybe belief, energy, more than just going forward. Believing that going forward makes a difference.
Do something.
Yeah. Okay. I loved the Orlando game. That was how we should look.
That's how we should look.
And then I went to the Toronto game at home, expecting the Orlando game, and we weren't the same team.
Yeah.
But who we were for 15 minutes of that reminded me of how we played against Orlando.
Yeah. So in terms of, was there one thing was that it seemed like changed was that when we changed the CDMs, whenever Gregish and Dax came on, it looked like the offense changed. Again, late game part, but do you think that there's a personnel difference that gets made there, or what are your thoughts there?
Well, we talked about it at the table a little bit. Right after Dax completely lost a man. But I do think Dax makes other players on the field better when he's on the field.
He is a passing magician.
Well, and he came back from that and then made a beautiful pass. But it's not just like passing, but I think the mentality and the intangibles. Does he just give other people energy? Maybe. So
it's not a coincidence that he wore the C-band for so long, right?
No, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, he still has that leadership, band or no band.
Right.
Inspire? Does he maybe inspire the rest of the team to play harder, have more grit? Because, I mean, he exudes grit. Even if he doesn't have quite the speed he used to, he has all the grit, and is the grit contagious?
Yeah. And the soccer intelligence. I mean, so there's all that he contributes.
Like I said, he got back. I mean, the second he got beat, he slowed him down, and others got back. But then he came back, got the ball, and turned, and immediately it was a diagonal pass up the side.
So what did you think of? So in terms of another personnel question, but this was a one at the half. What did you think about Fafa coming off for Schaffelberg?
I do like when both of them are on the field, but mixed because I wanted Schaffelberg to come on the field. I mean, like, how do you feel about Fafa coming on when it means, Schaffelberg coming on? Well, we needed Schaffelberg on. And we talked even before the game, just with the lineup, there seems to be a preference whenever we play New York of playing former Red Bull people.
Yeah, Alex got 90.
And I'm an Alex fan.
Like the hustle.
Oh.
Love Alex hustle.
Again, yeah. But I wonder if we picked the Red Bull player over Schaffelberg, and maybe that was a tactical error.
Interesting.
Maybe start with Fafa and Schaffelberg and bring Dax and Alex on as the 30 minutes left in the game re-energizers.
Right.
I mean, mule is the Energizer Bunny.
That's right.
So, yeah. But maybe are we strongest with Fafa and Schaffelberg on either side of the field as complements to each other? So
yeah, they've got the speed. So I did like the Red Bulls as the counter to the NYCFC, and both Alex and Dax played in the Red Wedding in the 7-0 beatdown like 5-6 years ago.
Right, and I mean, I'm never going to forget New York coming to Nashville and literally strangling Dax. So.
That's right.
I mean, I understand.
Morales, man.
I mean, I understand why we might do the tactic. I'm not sure that tactic worked this game, and that maybe going Schaffelberg over that tactic might have been better.
That sounds very reasonable. So, last question.
Okay.
LAFC at home next week. What are your expectations?
I mean, we're not talking about a bad team.
talking about the class of the league right now, really.
Yeah, we're talking about a good team. But Nashville tends to beat the best teams.
Yeah, we'll play up.
And lose to some of the teams that should be easy wins. So, I mean, LA should be a little afraid.
Okay.
And
Nashville
tends to beat the living tar out of somebody after a bad loss.
The little frustration comeback.
This feels like a kind of bad loss, and so they may just be looking to play like they did in Orlando again.
Well, that would be great. That would be great to see a team like LAFC get it at Geodis. I will catch you after the game. Next game, and we will see it. We'll see how it came.
Yeah.
CJ, thanks much, man.
Yeah.